Welcome, listeners, to Something's Watching from the Dark. If you have any experiences or creepy tales you would like to share, call our hotline at 412-533-3483 or email us at somethingswatching@outlook.com. How are you doing today?
I don't know. I, I don't know. My day is just overwhelmed.
Okay,
Yeah. No, it's not. What about you?
that's not bad. It's going. Besides all the technical difficulties we had before we hit the record button, but it's all good.
Yeah. I don't know. We were talking about what kind of, what we want this podcast to look like, and it's going through a change. It's gone through many changes at this point, and this is probably the biggest change that it's gone through.
Yeah,
And
I,
it's like I don't know what the vision is for the podcast, dude. I'm gonna be honest.
nah, I get that. It's
Like I know what we listen to, and that's
uh-huh.
kind of like what our podcast was kind of modeled after,
Yeah.
but it's not at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me, what is that? Oh,
It's a thumbs up.
because it's blurred out. I thought something was in the background. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just too worried about it. I think just having fun with it because it's lost its, I don't know what the word is,
I get that.
entertaining aspect to us, or at least to me.
Yeah, I get that. No,
Um
we'll get what we want it to be.
yeah. But tonight we have three terrifying stories to keep you guys on the edge of your seats. These are all stories that come from Reddit. So these are all stories that these people have lived through and experienced themselves. So the first one here is actually quite interesting because they were old clocks and they shouldn't have worked.
That's
But
interesting.
this is the antique clocks.
Hi, so this is the story of my dad's antique clocks.
It's
So,
your low.
when I was 14 years old, my dad went out for the night and left me home to babysit my younger brother. He was around I think like 7 or 8. Now, my dad collected all kinds of antiques, especially these old clocks. The living room had several of these antique clocks sitting on top of an antique radio. Now, these were the kinds of clocks that were made before batteries, some of them with bells on top, and they were like from all different eras. None of them worked, and they all showed different times. That night, and many nights after, whenever my dad wasn't home, every single clock went off at exactly 3 a.m. All of them at once. My brother and I, we would panic because we had no idea how to stop them. After about a minute of fumbling around with them, they all stopped on their own at the exact same time. And this happened for years, but it's been over like 20 years, and my brother and I still talk about it. What we experienced at that house. Yeah, it was wild, but that's my story. I guess my hi.
That was an interesting story.
That would freak me out. Right in the middle of the night. All
Yeah, you
these
don't know
alarm
what's going
clocks
on.
going off.
Yeah, that would be wild.
That'd be
Could you imagine
loud.
the sound? Yeah, that would be wow. That would be
Have you
freaky as
ever
hell.
That would be freaky. Have you ever had anything that was like either broken or made noise or something and it go off?
Um, I don't know if I had anything in particular like that, but I used to have a radio whenever we were younger that would like randomly turn on like full blast.
That's weird. It's weird, but it isn't at the same time. Like it's an electronic, so there's a possibility something about it's off.
Yeah, I
But
mean it's
those are
so
like Well, see that kind of mechanical. We go back to that thing that we talked about that one day with that music box going off.
yeah. I mean it would randomly go off. Not even like on a pattern, or just like randomly go off, like on full blast. And we never listened to it on full blast.
Huh.
It's one of those old like radios from like the 90s where like there's like you can put like 6 different discs in them, and
Yeah.
it would like pick a disc, and it would like it's pretty big and bulky. It's
Yeah.
one of those.
I think I had one.
It's like blue
Yeah.
and gray.
I don't
Yeah,
know, that's wild.
but nothing
Wow.
like an antique clock. No.
Why do you think that they would go off though? Because I think she said that they don't. It only happened whenever her dad was gone. Do you think maybe he was like setting them all to mess with them or something?
It's possible, but I don't think. No, I don't think so. To all of
I
them
might
go
do
off
something
at the
like
same
that.
time.
I'd probably do something like that. Probably not consistently, because if there's that many clocks, I don't think that I'd want to have to do that to that many clocks. Yeah.
But it's weird because they say he wasn't home.
Well,
So
maybe he set
it's-
them before he left.
Yeah. I don't know. That's interesting.
I had one of them clocks whenever I was younger. But anyways, this next story, I don't know how I would handle this. A call from the other side.
Interesting. Let's listen to it.
Yeah, so my story is in 2016, my grandma passed away from cancer. We were incredibly close. It was mostly just the two of us. But one winter night, my dad he came home kind of drunk, and we got into it, and he kicked me out at like 2 in the morning. But my grandma, she followed me outside with her oxygen tank, apologizing for him and saying that she never raised him that way. And I hugged her, and I just had this feeling that this might be the last time. Days later, she had passed away. About a week later, I asked for a sign that she was okay, and while picking up my sister from the bus, I got a phone call, even though my phone was at home. The voice was hers. It was calm, it was loving, joyful, and that night another call came, but this time it was only static. Later, my grandpa said he'd been getting similar silent calls. I'm having nightmares since her death. I've never had another experience like that, but I wonder sometimes, was that her way of saying goodbye? I don't know. But thanks. I love the show, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hi. Yeah, so my...
Oh, it started playing on repeat. That was my fault.
I had a phone calls from the other side. I never personally had one, I don't think. But I've heard a bunch of stories about them.
So you wouldn't call that voicemail that you got a phone call from the other side?
Would I call it? Yeah, I'd probably call it back and see what happened.
No, I'm not saying call it back. You would call it back?
Yeah, why not?
I guess it would depend on what it sounded like on the voicemail. I don't know. It depends on what's being said too. If grandma's calling me from the other side, and she's saying some things that I don't know if she's like trying to like lure me in or something. What if you like call back and then get cursed or something? Now grandma's haunting you.
I don't know, because I'd be interested to see what happens after you call it.
Yeah, I'd probably call it back too.
It'd be interesting, because it'd be like, what if they pick up?
Yeah, what if they pick up? Then what?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know what to say at that point. Why did you die?
Yeah, I don't know. That would be very strange.
That would be very strange. That would be very, very strange. But yes, I think this next story is even stranger, even scarier. And this is the story of the burnt-faced man.
Hi. So, for most of my life, I believe something dark was attached to me. So, I grew up in a Mexican household where stories like that weren't unheard of, but living it was different. Now, I don't know exactly when it started, just only that it seemed to have fed off the constant negativity that was in my home. So, the environment that I grew up in was, verbally, mentally, and physically abusive. And with every incident, it felt like it grew stronger. In my 20s, when my partner would drop me off late at night, I'd see something at the end of my block slowly moving toward my house. Now, we had 4 locks on the door, so I'd panic, trying to get inside before it reached me. It obviously never did, but one night, my partner saw it too. And we heard invisible footsteps and crunching leaves as something walked toward us, and that just freaked me out. Now, the moment this stuck with me the most happened during what felt like what I would say was an out-of-body experience, because what I saw was it was peering over my loft bed. It was staring at my sleeping body, and its eyes were bright yellow, and its face looked burnt like melted flesh, and that's why I call it the burnt-faced man. Now, years later, I moved out, and my family began to heal, and when the negativity stopped, it felt like whatever it was had nothing left to feed on. I haven't felt it since. So I don't know if maybe it moved on, or I hope it moved on. But that's my story about the burnt-faced man, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Bye.
Yeah. I'm good. I don't want that. I don't want that at all.
Yeah,
That
no,
reminds me of Freddy Krueger.
yeah, that was like the guy off Batman, Two-Face.
Two-Face. Yeah.
So that reminds me of like Two-Face, or like whenever I heard it too, it kind of made me think of like the myth up in Pittsburgh, like the Green Man.
The Green Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. Oh, I wonder. So, that escape room that we went to, they're going to be switching out the Bigfoot one and putting in a new theme. And they said they couldn't tell us exactly what it was, but it was very Pittsburgh themed. So I wonder if it's like the Green Man or something like that. Probably not, but
That'd be cool, though. A Green Man
that would be
escape room.
cool. That would be cool. That would be really cool. But yeah, if you are listening to this and you yourself have had an encounter, you can email us at somethingswatching@outlook.com, or you can call us or text the number here at 412-533-3483. And you may just be featured on the podcast. Luke and I will listen to your story and share it with everybody and sit here and talk about how much we either, don't want that to happen, or, maybe we debunk it a little bit.
You're always the one that seems to try to debunk it a little bit.
I am. I hate to be that. I hate to be that guy because I would love to believe in every story. But here's the thing. I will take you for your word. If you say it happened, I believe that you believe that it happened. But in order for me to believe that it actually is what it is, I have to experience it for myself, because we are human. We experience things and it was a goblin. No, it was the wind. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, I will never make fun of anybody. I won't make fun of anybody.
Mm-hmm. Take all calls serious.
I do. I take everybody's account seriously.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you get how people feel comfortable, is you make them feel comfortable sharing their stories.
Yeah. And that's I hope people feel comfortable enough to, send in their story. Because without their story, Luke, we don't have much of a podcast.
Right. Those
But
stories keep us going.
Yeah. I don't think that I have any more for this.
No, I don't think either. I'd like to get back to do something at some point.
I would also like to get back to doing the ghost hunting as well. I'm waiting for Haunted Hillview Manor to get back to me. Haunted Hillview Manor, if you're listening. I'm waiting on that interview date so that, we can make this happen, because I'm ready. Yeah. How cool would that be, dude?
That would be cool.
If you guys don't know, or if you guys haven't listened to the previous episodes, I may have talked about it. Did I talk about it last episode? I might not have. I applied for to be a paranormal tour guide at the Haunted Hillview Manor in Pennsylvania, in Newcastle. So I already kind of had a first interview, I guess it kind of was. It was like a group event, and we got to meet with the owner of the manor, and now I'm just waiting for them to set up a time for me to actually meet in person. But I would be the one that would be accompanying you on your investigations and just kind of chaperoning the whole thing, while also giving you the tour of the place and the lowdown on the history. I think that would be cool. That'd be really cool.
Watch out for Jeffrey.
Watch out for Jeffrey. I'm gonna be calling Luke. We might have to do an episode of me like closing up. Luke, stay on the phone with me while I walk through this.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But yeah. All right, guys. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's all. That's all I got.
All right. Thanks for listening, and until next time. I tried to trick him.
You're trying to make me say it's going right now.
Yeah, maybe.
Nope, not anymore.
Nope. Now it's something's watching from the dark.
Yes.
All right. Bye, guys.